So this program is the catalyst for your newest goal, and it's the goal of you. And you all deserve to be selfish for this exact reason. This is for you, okay? And then by extension, everybody who knows you gets to benefit from it as well, because they get the best version of you, the happiest version of you, the healthiest version of you, right? With the most energy, the most abundance, and you're vibrating for everyone. Apex 31, done with passion, will be your success story. Okay? Now, what does that mean? What does it entail? Here's a checklist. We're going to go through this together, and I'm going to try and go through a little more quickly so I even have time to answer any questions, okay? So, motivation goals. So, define your why. Write down the reasons you are starting the Apex 31 day program. What do you hope to achieve? So we're going to hear, oh, I would love to get rid of my diabetic meds. I'd love to get off my blood pressure meds. I'd love to get my cholesterol where it needs to be. Those are all beautiful achievements, but they're the most boring goals you could potentially ever ask yourself to create for yourself. What are amazing goals? I'll tell you what mine was when I first started. Right there. I said, you know what I want? I want a cafe racer. Don't even have a motorcycle license, eh? I don't even have a motorcycle. But I said, I want to be in a nice leather jacket and a pair of jeans and on a cafe racer and zipping from one coffee shop to another and going to visit some friends. That was my vision of myself. Like, that's what I want to look like. And I was 252 pounds. There's no way I was going to jump on a cafe racer. I wasn't going to be looking how I wanted to look. Okay? But that was mine. Maybe for a woman, this is yours. Maybe you want to be on a race bike. Maybe you just want to look spectacular at an event or at your wedding or at someone else's event. You just want to be just fitting into a dress or a suit and you look like all of it and you feel that way. That could be something you're envisioning, an event that's coming up and I'm gonna crush it. Okay? Maybe you just want to have confidence on a vacation. You haven't been away in a long time because you don't like the way you're looking or feeling, and you want to be that person that can just walk the beach, feel confident, feel fantastic, and you've made it. I'm here. I've done it. Those are the kind of whys that would keep you in check, because there is no glass of wine or hors d'oeuvre that's going to make you break this goal. They're just nothingness. They don't exist for me, right? So that's what keeps you sharp. Preparedness. This is a big deal. On this program, your life is simplified. It's not made more difficult. It's made easier, okay? And the only thing you can do to make it difficult is not be prepared. That's it. So if you haven't received your kit yet, by the way, thank you for your patience. I can't believe that we sold out the way we did. But we'll be shipping out a whole bunch of them on Friday and on Monday. So if you haven't received it yet, you will be getting it soon. Now, in the meantime, you can gather your necessary supplies. So ensure you have all the required materials, including your food ready. The supplements are coming to you. Other supplements like magnesium and our D3K2. If you are getting hours, great. If you're not getting hours, you should be on those regardless, especially in the winter months. D3K2, very essential. I'll explain it later on in the call. And magnesium bisglycinate is incredible for your body, and we are deficient and we need them, okay? And you'll also need your ounce scale. So in your kitchen, make sure you've got an ounce scale ready and your Tupperware. So when you have all these things ready, you prepare your food, you cannot be unprepared. At the very worst that can happen, you didn't put enough veggies and you're feeling a little hungry. Make sure that you eat as much as you can of your veggies, at least in the first week, so that you're getting all of that worry about not eating enough out of the way. And then you find that at lunch rolls around, you're not even that hungry anymore. Then do your bare minimum of your vegetables, but no less than. Okay? So your proteins, vegetables, fruits should all be weighed. Planning your meals. So create a meal plan that adheres to the program guidelines for the entire duration, which means make use of that recipe book. That recipe book gives you beautiful vinaigrettes, dressings, marinades, sauces, chutneys, anything that you can, spices, anything you can do to flavor up your food, because You will think that because I'm doing a program, my food's going to probably end up being more bland. And in fact, it's the other way around. You're going to create flavors and textures and tastes in your food that you probably didn't even experience before. And they're going to end up becoming your new heirloom recipes that you're going to hand down to your kids and so on. Okay? You're going to create some delicious meals that you're going to say, and every one of them I prepared in a way that's not inflammatory. That's the key, because you can have two dishes that look the same, but one was cooked in oil that was overheated, and one was cooked in a way that did not create that same inflammation. Okay? Plan for your meals. You can even do 2 cookings a week if you had to. Do up a bunch of chicken breast, shrimp, steak, a whole bunch of different grilled veggies. None of it needs to have any oil on it. Put it all in your Tupperware. Have your berries ready, and you'll just pluck your meals from there, reheat them, and you're good to go if you're that busy. Otherwise, every night you're going to prepare your meal. Next day you'll have leftovers if you enjoy that meal, and you're good. Okay? This is not about stabbing at salad leaves and eating chicken breasts all the time. That's not how it works. You treat your food like they're mega vitamins. The more variety, the more nutrition. Set up a daily routine. So establish a daily schedule that incorporates all aspects of the program, including meal times, walks, and the Zoom call. So for example, if you know that every morning you're not ever going to allow yourself not to walk, you set your alarm and you do your walk. At the end of that walk, you feel like a superhero because you did it, and you keep doing it. You keep showing up, and your body says, I love it, because you're moving your lymphatic system. You might have an office job, and this is the only walk you get in all day long. Okay? And then your meal times, you want to try and not vary them too much. You want to see if your dinner is at 6, then you'll have your lunch as early as 11. Okay? And make sure you don't break your fast by accident. So you can have herbal teas and such, but nothing that's got fake sugars in it or flavorings in it. If you want lemon ginger, then do a ginger tea and squeeze lemon. Don't buy flavored lemon ginger tea. Dandelion tea is fine. If you're not sure, again, photograph the back of the ingredients of the package, send it into our staff. We'll verify that it's okay to have or not, okay? We're here for you. And the Zoom calls. Try to make every one of these, because everyone that comes to these calls, we know they're more successful than if they don't attend the call, because they're getting these tidbits, that they get these aha moments. Oh, okay, now I get it. Of course, you're going to be more successful. Okay? Commitment to the program. And by the way, the morning walk, it's morning because it will burn straight fat. That's your fat window, your fat burning window. But it's a walk, 120 beats or less, not more than 120 beats, because you can't metabolize fat quicker than that. So there's a method to everything we're telling you. If we don't tell you enough, it's because we're assuming you're going to take our hand and trust us when I say don't go over 120 beats. If you need it to be explained more, reach out to your coach or ask at the end of one of these calls, and I'll explain it in depth so that you grasp the reason behind it, because maybe you just need to know, right? Commitment to the program. So follow it exactly. Why do I say this? Because there are people that have made alterations to the program and then tell us that they've been doing it 100%, but they can't figure out what's going wrong. But then I'll find out that they do not put Himalayan salt in their drinking water. They're not drinking distilled water. They're drinking tap water. That they are not going on their walk, or that they skip their fruit. And they think that every one of these things is not really going to have an impact. Meanwhile, they all have an impact. So we don't want you doing the Fadia version of the diet or the Angelo version of the diet. We want you doing the Apex 31 day program, okay? If you do, you will see the utmost results. If you deviate and say, what's this cracker and piece of cheese going to do as a snack? Or I'm going to just nibble on vegetables between my 2 meals, thinking that it's okay, it's vegetables, what's the big deal? It has an impact. Importance of the formulas and supplements. So Fadia has developed gold, okay? These are 2 formulas that are there to support the body, never trick and force the body. tricking and forcing the body, like I just explained, semaglutides and these other peptides and these diets and pills and shakes and cleanses and whatnot, they're not there to support. They're there to affect a result that would be, first of all, temporary and sometimes forceful. We're not forcing the body into anything. We're nurturing it to go back to its heyday, the way it was designed to run and function. Okay? So when you're doing this, which the first formula, you're taking the 20 drops in the AM when you wake up and the 20 drops a half hour before your dinner. That's formula 1. Your formula 2, you're putting it aside until you're on the sustained phase. Okay? We don't want you taking your formula lackadaisical whenever you feel like taking it. We want you to do it so that it's virtually 12 hours apart. Virtually. Like almost like as if you're doing, this takes care of the first half of the day, this takes care of overnight kind of situation, okay? And then when you're on the sustained phase, it's 3 times a day. Don't forget that. That's why it only lasts you the 3 weeks, because you're taking it 3 times a day, okay? Take it the way we're asking you to, which is in the video. We want you tilting the bottle this way. We don't want you doing this because you'll run out in 2 weeks. If you do this, the drop wells up and then drops. So now 20 of those is more like 40. Okay? So we want you to just tilt it, tap it if you have to, just like that. As soon as it starts to drip out, you just count off 20. And there's even a little hole, not the big hole, but there's a little one above it that allows the air to come through. If you can see it, then you can find that, put it at the top, and allows the air to come out so the liquid can come dripping through. If you're fasted in the morning, you're burning fat. If you think that vigorous exercise is a good idea at that time, you'd be mistaken, because your body will not be able to keep up with the fat metabolizing and will start burning muscle, because there's no food, there's no calories, nothing's left. There's only your fat or your muscle. So do not engage in vigorous. Yoga's good, Pilates is good, going for a walk, stretching, it's all good. Any movement you do is coming straight off your fat, okay? And then you'll say, yeah, but what happens after lunch or after dinner when I've eaten? You're not fueling your body right now for that amount of vigorous exercise, number 1. And number 2, we are trying to combat, and we are succeeding in combating chronic inflammation, unless you decide you want to start lifting heavy weights and you're creating micro tears, which in fact is inflammation. So you just be patient for the sustained phase and you'll be able to work out as vigorously as you'd like with a buildup. Like don't be jumping onto your 100-pound dumbbells on day 1 of sustained phase. So final reminder, stay positive, maintain a positive mindset. Why would I even write that? Everybody's excited. We're like, shit, this is awesome. I can't wait. This is going to be amazing. Or you've done the program before and you know how incredible it's going to be. But here's the problem. There's an expectation. Expectation robs you of your enjoyment. It will rob you of your enjoyment. I promise you it will. So don't expect, just follow the program and let your body unwind and unravel the things that it knotted up in the first place. It will do this. It will do this for you. You're taking your insides to the spa. Let it show you its gratitude. But please do not have an expectation like, oh, Sally lost 35 pounds. I'm only down 10. I'm not going to make it to 35. But Sally might have started at 235 and you started at 170. You're not on the same journey. So please, you can gauge it between 10 and 12% of your start weight if you're a woman, and about, let's say 13 to 15% if you're a man. But again, it depends on your activity levels throughout the day. Are you at a job where you're walking all day? Or are you somebody that used to go to the gym, 5 days a week, and now you're on the program and we told you to abstain? All that muscle building that you did, that's going to be helpful. But just be patient, okay? And that's what I have next, be patient. So things take time. You're unraveling decades of issue in a mere 29 days. There is nothing faster on this planet that will help you get to a beautiful place than this program. I promise you that. And then seek help when you need it. So if you've consulted with your step-by-step guide and you didn't see what you wanted to see, and you've gone to your FAQ section and there's a recording of the question that you asked, it's me explaining the answer within a minute and a half, If that didn't work out for you, then just click your support tab, send in your message, try to give them as much info as you can, meaning I'm on this day, on this part of the program, lost this many pounds, here's my question, write it out. They're there for you. How do you arrive there? You clean up your insides, take them to the spa, and just trust us. I'm even asking only for, even though it's a 31-day program and another 3 weeks that follow, I'm asking for the first 7 days. Give me your best first 7 days, and then from there, you're going to give you your best, because it's just too easy to follow, okay? And then you'll develop the taste buds for these beautiful foods instead of things that have been chemically altered to make you want them all the time. Cool? So, I've done a whole lot of talking. I hope something struck home for someone. And in the meantime, I would love if anyone had any questions or shares or comments, or maybe you disagree with something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Just as long as you want to unmute yourself, I'm here to answer. And we even have Fadia here tonight. So anybody, any questions? Let me go to the chat. Excellent. So, first question, this is too small. I was told that magnesium is created from your brain, and if you take magnesium, your brain won't create magnesium and becomes dependent on the supplements and stops creating it. Is this true? Fatty, do you want to address that one?
We need magnesium. It's everywhere in our body, our blood, our tissues, our bone, in our brain. We have to have it. We have to get it from our food and our supplement intake. This is not true. Our bodies are made up of minerals. So we have to actually replenish. And when we don't have any absorption in our small intestine, whatever we intake goes in and goes out. So we actually don't benefit from the minerals. And then when we have a deficiency, then we have a problem with our brain, and we have a problem with everything else. We need it for our muscles and protein synthesis, and we actually need it for the vitamin D to be activated properly as well within our system. So no, any type of this type of, like, for example, this type of supplement, if your body has a little bit excess of it, it will get rid of it as it needs to. It will knows how to dissipate. It knows how to be released properly. But you're going to be getting it from your foods. And the whole lot of the foods that you have on this program has a lot of magnesium in it. So don't follow that misinformation and whatnot. Our brain is actually dependent on all of these proper minerals that we have to intake. So no, we really have to. We have to not. Don't go there. I'm just thinking, because I'm thinking about all of these things that you see all over the internet, and it just kind of misleads people, because unfortunately there are certain groups out there that don't want you to be healthy, which means you're going to rely on other things and then keep you sick. So no, you need to have magnesium in your system.
Decaf coffee allowed. Decaffeinated coffee is actually worse than regular coffee, and because of the process of decaffeination being toxic. And coffee on its own, the reason why we don't allow it during the program is simply because it hijacks your cortisol production being off of your circadian rhythm. And cortisol, when you're producing it excessively, actually has you storing fat, not using it. So your goal is to control insulin and its sensitivity, and cortisol and its timing, so that you're not producing it at the wrong time. That's all.
And also be careful when you consume your coffee, because it will interfere with iron absorption and your any type of absorption when you're eating your food as well, which is why if anyone has anything, say after you finish your program, would be about maybe half hour or so after you eat, as a digestive aid. And it's how you make your coffee will be dependent on the health of it as well for you.
You were highly successful your first time. What was your success story for those who've never met you?
June 3rd, I started at 196. September 3rd, I ended at 175.
Woof.
I started the program at 178. So I only really gained 3 pounds, which I was very happy with.
We
And
are
I was
too.
we went away, and my friends on the call, Grace, she joined with us, and we were really good that week. But Christmas, I allowed myself, but was it worth it in the end? I'm not sure.
It's
Right?
okay.
So-
We don't beat ourselves up over it because you put on a few pounds of water, no big deal.
But I started at 178, and I'm down to like 173.4. So
In just how many days?
day 8.
Wow, I'm loving it. And is that it for questions? Thank you guys. Amazing, Claudia. Yeah. Oh, no. Claudia said, I've suffered from migraines all my life. I took 3 rounds and major nausea and headaches the first week, but now I am migraine free. Woo! That's huge. Migraine is so debilitating.
Yeah.
I remember the last time I had one. So push through, girls, because it's worth it. Oh, great advice. Thank you, Claudia.
It's true. The calls really make the difference. If there's anything that I took away from the first round is being part of the calls. There's so much that I took away tonight that I'm like, okay, man, now I'm pumped.
Listen, if one person gets one thing out of what I said, then I am thrilled that I got to talk tonight. So I'm hoping everybody got something. That would be great. And again, because we're going to be keeping this on for a little while longer, you may want to let loved ones know if they're going to jump on. Now's the time, because we've never been at this price before, and it's
Sorry, what's the price now?
if you're buying just the one and you've never done our program, it's $444.
Oh, okay.
But if you are buying more than one, they both drop, or whatever you buy drops to $399. And if you've done it before, you automatically get it at $399. So $399 is like unheard of. And that's the reason why we ended up selling out. But our product should be showing up tomorrow, and then we're going to package everything up, and we're shipping out Friday and Monday so that everybody has what they need. All right.
And the meeting dates are Wednesdays and Saturdays now, or Wednesdays and Fridays?
Only Wednesday, 7 p.m.
Oh, only Wednesday, once a week.
Yes, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Correct.
Perfect.
Fadia, you're doing a topic this Wednesday?
Yeah, I'm going to be discussing to really know what blood pressure problems are, what they're really coming from.
All right. We need to know, peeps. This way we can avoid it. All right. So nobody miss it. We'll see you all on Wednesday. And thank you so much for joining. Stay the course. You guys got this. You've got this. Okay.
Bye.
See you.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.